Hey guys, I'm Rhema T, and this is my new show where I'm taking you with me to meet some amazing entrepreneurs. Today I'm talking to the owner of Elevate Coworking and Cheeky Monkey Coffee. This is Today with Ray. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is Rhema T with Today with Ray. This is the first episode launching, and we have guest Maggie Blackham, and we're so excited. We're gonna get ready, right?
So, entrepreneurship.
Yes.
You are the owner of not one, but two businesses.
Yes.
Tell me, how did you get started in entrepreneurship?
So I'm fourth generation entrepreneur. We joke that in my family, if you're not starting businesses, something's wrong with you.
Right?
So it's just kind of a natural thing, and I throw out an idea, my family was like, yeah, go for it. Like
Okay.
there's a lot of support, which is really cool. The coffee shop kind of happened. I've been a barista for years, and then had the chance to kind of own my own shop, and that was really cool.
Okay.
It's a good mix of getting to run a business, but you get to interact with people and the customers and local people. It's my first brick and mortar type business.
Okay.
But Elevate's always been my passion since as long as I've had my son. He's 4 now.
Okay.
As I wanted an easier way for women to be able to grow a business and grow a family at the same time. So just to make it a little bit easier for them and kind of create that community.
Great.
Yeah.
So let's backtrack. You said coffee shop. What's the name of that business?
So that's Cheeky Monkey Coffee Shop.
Okay.
It's in downtown Wilmington, right on Front Street.
Great.
Yes.
And so you said you were a barista, and so did you outright own that business? Was this something that was passed along through your family?
No, so this was, so I had done barista work for years, so I knew how to make a latte.
Okay.
And then my husband and I kind of came across Cheeky Monkey was getting ready, the previous owner was kind of getting ready to close the doors after COVID. It was a really hard couple years for him. And so we said, before you close another small business, would you be interested in selling? And so he said yes.
Wow.
So we paid him for the business and kind of as is, and then kind of added our own little touch. We did new stuff to the interior, simplified the menu a little bit, but kept a lot of kind of the core pieces the same. And then reopened 3 weeks later, and that was almost 2 years ago now.
Wow.
And it's been really fun.
What an opportunity. Someone's just magically closing due to unfortunate circumstances, and you're like, no, the entrepreneur is
we could see a couple things where I think their previous hours was 11 to 5, so they were missing their coffee crowd in the morning.
Yeah.
So I was an hour, change the hours a little bit. They had no social media presence, which today you can't do that. You have to be on social media. So we built up our Instagram game, and it's really fun.
So coffee shop, and then Elevate is your second business.
Yes.
Which is what exactly?
So Elevate is Wilmington's first co-working space designed specifically for women. So we have private office space, we have co-working space, and we have childcare on site, which makes us a little bit unique.
That is unique.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not an original idea. I've seen this model in bigger cities like New York and LA. They have these great concepts. And I, for years, was like, oh, I can't wait for this to come to Wilmington. I think Wilmington needs this.
Yeah.
And I waited, and then I was like, okay, if nobody else is going to do this, maybe I need to do this. And so it started with spreadsheets and Pinterest boards, and it slowly evolved into the last couple years. Now it's a reality. We just opened in June of this year. So
June of this year.
Yeah.
So planning kind of happened in the COVID era.
Yes.
So how did that help or hurt the planning phase of a co-working spot?
Yeah, so a lot of people, during the first year of COVID, everyone stayed home, and that made sense. And everyone learned to do the work from home situation.
Right.
And then we started to see people shift back to work or do some sort of hybrid situation. And I kind of felt, I had some people tell me it was the worst idea to start at basically an office space.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of disagree. I think we're ready to see that separation from home life. It's been so blended for so long that we're ready to go to work and then come home and be at home.
Exactly.
And so it kind of just felt like a perfect storm. And like I said, there wasn't anything like this in Wilmington so far. So I knew I had a unique client or customer that we were going to serve. And they were just ready for someone that could come alongside and say, hey, we got you. Can we support you? Here's your space to work. We'll take the kids for a minute and let you get some things done.
Wow.
So yeah. And then finally at the beginning of this year, right around Christmas break, I was like, I gotta do this. It's now or never. I needed to do that.
Absolutely.
And so I got really serious about looking for building space at the beginning of this year, and then slowly building out what it is today.
Yeah. So you have the co-working spot. Do you have it where you can operate in event spaces? Can someone rent this out? Or...
Yes. So we're still evolving. We're just getting started. I can literally spend a lot of my days. Someone's like, "Hey, can we do this there?" And I'm like, "Sure, we haven't done that yet, so let's try." So we do host a lot of events and workshops for our members, but we're really trying to work on kind of creating a space where our local community can meet. So one thing we're trying out in October 8th, we're doing a women's health summit here.
Okay.
So we're gonna have back-to-back speakers. We're gonna have some mini workshops like yoga flow and whatnot. We're gonna have vendors in this space, and it's an entirely free event. We just wanted like Wilmington to be able to come in, see the space, be in the space, and make use of this the way it is. So a lot of when I was designing Elevate, I really wanted like these big open spaces, which you saw, like the main kitchen area, so people can move around very easily, but then also like day to day when you're co-working, there's these little pockets that everyone doesn't feel like they're right on top of each other.
Right.
So it's kind of trying to find a balance of space where people could work, but also these big open spaces where we can host community events and different things like that.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful idea because, like you said, people are trying to integrate, and people that are working at home may not want to work exactly in an office, but they still want a community of like-minded people to go to, and especially moms that, you know, we both are. Like, it's hard to find those particular people where they will understand, like, hey, I'm gonna pop in, but like I can't stay for 7 hours.
Yes, exactly.
Because like I have kids at home.
Yes, yeah. And so I always was like, yes, we're co-working first. Like we want you to have a space to get work done, but we want to do this social aspect, these community events. We've done some really fun stuff. We've done like self-care workshops. We've done like a skincare workshop, a vision board workshop, just like chances that you can meet maybe your new best friend, because it's really hard to like meet people as an adult. And you're just like,
adult mom at that.
Do you want to? Yeah, exactly. And then you're on the mom element, and it gets even harder. You just end up meeting people like, do you want to be friends? Like,
Right.
are we? Yeah.
Right.
So we just wanted to, and my big goals for Elevate, just an easy space that people can find connections within and kind of get to know other people that are local. If they're here in Wilmington, it could be your neighbor. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we tapped in a little bit about the social aspect and how big that plays a part into making or breaking a business. What platforms are you on?
So we're big on Instagram. That's where our people are at. So we're showing up in stories. We've got a pretty solid feed of like all of our stuff's on there. We're trying to do some Facebook here and there.
Okay.
But just, I don't know if much of our crowd is on Facebook and the audience very different on Facebook. So it's been like, we're still trying to figure that piece out. But a lot of it's been that, and then word of mouth, kind of people hearing about us.
Okay.
We've been in a couple different magazine articles and different things, and people starting to kind of hear about us in different ways and kind of find Elevate. So it's been really fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as far as events, is there any local events? Like I know, I saw you at Wilma's pre-show. Are you going to be a part of Wilma's?
Yeah, so we're going to be at the expo, and then we have another event that we're doing. It's a family fun day with a friend of mine. It's her company's called Mom Club Inc.
Okay.
She's a local nonprofit that serves mom in postpartum. Postpartum, it's amazing. It's postpartum visit. She brings a meal. She brings resources. It's great. It's the best thing.
Okay.
So she's doing a family fun day October 1st.
Okay.
It'll be at Longleaf Park.
Great.
So that's a whole free event for that day. We're definitely going to be part of Wilma at the expo in December. And then we're trying to figure out some sort of community event in November, something around the Thanksgiving. We don't want to add to the Thanksgiving chaos.
Right.
There's already so much to do, but something might happen there. So.
And that's December
3rd. December 3rd, I think. Yes.
For the Wilma show?
For the Wilma Expo, yeah.
Okay.
That's downtown at the convention center.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good turnout. I know last year they said they kind of did like a in-between version, and they're trying to get attendance like back to what it was, and kind of show people like, look what we have, and it's all local vendors and companies, and so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of in a place where like, okay, we're ready.
We're ready. Yeah.
We're ready to come back out now.
Yeah, like what's out there? Like we're all coming out of these holes of like, yeah, what can we go do now? So yeah.
Great. So I'm going to do a speed round with you. Just some fun questions so that people can get to know Maggie.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So in pastime, when you're not working, when you're not being a mom, wife, what do you like to do?
I am a huge reader.
Really?
I like fantasy romance. So
Okay.
Like the stuff that you're like, oh, is that worth reading? Yes, that's what I'll read. So
what's your guilty pleasure food?
food? Oh my gosh. Right now it's Sour Patch watermelon, like the all watermelon bag.
Just the all watermelon.
I don't want the kids. I just want all watermelon. I want to know the same flavor every time.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Ooh, probably Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, that's
2005 with Keira Knightley.
Okay.
That's like my go-to. If I need a good cry, if I need a good happy feeling, that's my go-to.
Okay. As an entrepreneur, is there anything that like keeps you up at night? Like, oh man,
So much.
Yeah.
So much. Okay, but wait, finish your question.
Okay, let me refine it.
Okay.
Is there a top thing that's like always rolling in the back of your mind?
Just because of who I am, I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I'm always thinking like, how can we do better? How can we serve better? How can I whether it's at Cheeky Monkey at the coffee shop. I'm like, how can we make the latte? How can we make that experience better? Because it's so quick. I mean, someone comes in and orders a coffee, you have like 3 minutes of FaceTime. And then even here at Elevate, like how can we make it easier for them to book something? How can we make it easier for, so I'll just keep tweaking until there's no end, but yeah.
Do you have a favorite flavor at Cheeky Monkey?
I brought the chai to Cheeky Monkey. I love a good chai.
I love chai. Okay.
So that was my own recipe. It's made like a traditional marsala chai. We had family friends from India years ago, and so we kind of brought their recipe to Cheeky Monkey. So it's boiled, like all the spices are whole, and it's boiled and chopped. It's really good. So that's mine. And then during the winter, I usually drink like a white mocha with almond milk.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my go-to.
And last question.
Okay.
If you had any advice to give to someone that's wanting to be an entrepreneur, what would it be?
Just start.
Yeah.
You just have to start, because there's so many, like the fear of making a mistake will keep you from so much. And like even opening the doors of Elevate, there's been so many hurdles here I never expected or thought we were gonna go over, and it's just, you figure it out. You have to problem solve, and that's part of it. I do think like entrepreneur is not for everyone. So you get into it and you're like, oh my goodness, this is a lot. But everyone feels like that. That's totally normal. So I would say just start. Probably sooner than you're ready. Just
That's great. Yeah, you can't wait for perfection. You just kind of roll.
And as soon as you find a community or other like-minded people, it becomes easier, because then you're like, hey, are you struggling with this? Or like, what are you doing on your website? Or like, how's your social media numbers? Like, you can actually start to relate and find that support. It can be huge and really help your growth. So.
Well, great. I thank you so much for coming on the show, and everyone that's out there viewing, make sure that you stop by downtown and grab some coffee, or if you're a mom in need, or a woman just in need of a co-working spot, make sure you find Elevate Co-working.
Yeah, we'd love to have you guys. That'd be awesome.
All right, bye.